And it looks like we're getting started. So we'll get these timers synced for you shortly. But right now we're just in Sari Station, just making our way through this real blue station because I guess all the lights are off because I don't know, some jerk probably broke everything. And yeah, so we're just gonna be making our way through this blue as hell station. We're gonna try and find our boy, Baby Metroid. I just want to point out that BluePlasmaSpark already got a timer ready to annoy the ever loving heck out of you. It's got the black timer. I'm a fan. I know some people can't stand it. It's too distracting, but I love it. I'm a big fan of it, and I respect it. I respect that timer diversity. So you see each runner taking the damage that they need to take to get to critical HP. And that lets Ridley fly away because Ridley's big baby. And then they're going to be running out of Sari Station. Right now, Maisgueuh with a small lead. The leads in this early section are just going to be based on some clean movement, and they're gonna be hard to determine, one way or the other, whether or not that determines the lead for the entire race. But an early lead is always nice to have. It gives you a small advantage. And yeah, Maisgueuh definitely making it to the last room, jumping correctly. We're going to get some wall jumps and some clean ledge grabs here. Yep. Oh, missing the jump. This gives a chance for Beeps to catch that. Beeps with a 44.06, 45.32 from HyruleHero. I want to point that out. That is not easy to do. Getting anything in the 45 to 46 range is definitely some high tier movement right there. So good stuff from HyruleHero there. Having some clean movement. And realistically, just because of the small timer desyncs on each other, HyruleHero actually is in the lead of the four racers. But it all looks like they're synced just based on that. But right now, I think HyruleHero has, maybe like a 2 to 3 second lead on everyone involved. But Hyrule only has to worry about swap space. Hyrule's opponent is Swap Space, and BluePlasmaSpark, or Beeps as he's sometimes called, only has to worry about Maisgueuh. But the nice part about four races is sometimes you get to play a little fantasy bracket in your head. You're like, what if these two runners who weren't racing each other did end up racing each other? It's gonna be some good stuff. So it's looking like we have one Moonfall. It's gonna be from Swap Space. Swap Space catching up to Hyrule as a result of that Moonfall. Hyrule not doing the Moonfall. We got some pits of shame here. They lose a little bit of time, and as a result, Hyrule gains his lead back against Swap. Right now, Beeps with like a barely one room lead as they make their way down to Blue Bryn Star to pick up their Morph Ball. So it's going to be some good stuff here. Everyone needs to turn their brightness up except for Beeps. I don't know about that, man. This game's real dark and spooky. You gotta keep the vibes going. And we see Hyrule going for, actually, it's the optimal strat of this room, but as you can see, if you mess up your shot, you end up kind of like accidentally ledge grabbing onto the other stuff, and as a result, when you fail it, you end up looking a little foolish. But it's all good. You see a couple half seconds to a second loss maybe here and there. It's not a big deal. And yeah, all these races are still super close as they head towards back up to Criteria and going to start their climb. We're going to potentially see a lot of different approaches to the climb. We might see what we call a behemoth climb, which is using the platforms and using very, very well-timed ledge grabs to get up there quickly. Or we just might see the standard wall jump climb, which is pretty hard to do, like, really efficiently. It's one of those things that if you're consistent at wall jumps, you can get up the climb every time, but doing it quickly is definitely always a real hard thing to do. And so here we see Hyrule going for a behemoth climb, meanwhile Swap Space doing a wall jump climb. So you can really see the difference between the two runners right here. And Beeps with the same thing versus Maisgueuh. Maisgueuh doing a behemoth climb while Beeps doing a wall jump climb. And as you can see, just some slight hiccups here and there. Swap now pulling ahead of Hyrule. Beeps maintaining his lead. And now we head into Parlor. We're going to see what type of stuff's in store. And meanwhile, Hyrule with a beautiful Parlor. And they're going to be making their way towards Bomb Terizo. Looking like very low 5-minute bomb times, which are all very, very solid. And they're going to be looking to not take any damage against Bomb Terizo. But if you notice, Maisgueuh, with 44 energy, took a lot of hits on the climb. That's an unfortunate situation to be in, but Swap Space, not taking any damage against the Bomb Terizo. Going to be able to skip this final phase. Hyrule doing the same thing, trying to pick up the missiles. Just some small accidents here and there, and Swaps getting the same problem. But they all end up making it through okay. Beep's going to have to pick up an extra missile pack here. Maisgueuh just trying to finish up Bomb Terizo. The low health kind of, I think, weighted the drops towards the health end, and as a result, they just have to do a real slow just blaster kill. And here we see successful Alcatrazes from 3 of the runners. We're going to see Maisgueuh get there shortly. As Beeps picks up the energy tank, the first energy tank in Terminator. Be one of many, and with very, very good presence of mind to shoot some missiles at the waivers. And it looks like, based on the way Beeps is going through that room, Beeps actually does new route, it might look like, because that's the missile setup for a new route, which will be pretty interesting to see. I think everyone else does the old route. We'll know for sure come Red Tower time, but that's generally the way you approach that pirate room if you are doing new route, to conserve on health so that Fantoon isn't as terrible. He does old route, so he just likes having health. Yeah, so the reason you'd kill those pirates instead of just damage boosting through them. Ooh, Hyrule getting the little deboost on that. I see you. Don't think I missed that. Is just to conserve on HP for later parts of the run. And here we're going to see all 3 of them did a what we call a mock ball to do the first big sequence break of the run. And here we're going to see Maisgueuh show it off for us right here. Mock ball lets you maintain your running speed while in morph ball, and it lets you get under those little platforms that are lowering down on you. And here we go. It looks like Hyrule and Beeps actually kind of with a small sync. Oh, and there it is. Both of them kind of messing up the down back in Pink Brinstar. Here comes Swap. Let's see if Swap can get the down back. No, not. Looks like he attempted it, but instead hit up. And the best part about failing a down back and accidentally hitting up is that Samus's arms go flailing around and make you look real silly, like the wacky inflatable tube man. Here we see Maisgueuh. I like that, shooting upwards to get this little mock ball. And not maintain their momentum going into Pink Brinstar. They're actually making up a decent amount of time that they were behind. That the Bomb Terizo fight definitely put them pretty far back, but they're not that far behind anymore. Here we see Swap entering toward the last parts of Green Brinstar. We're going to switch the audio over to Beeps right now. Give you a taste of what they're listening to. They just make their way into Red Tower, doing a nice little mock ball into this room. Missing the down back there on that. The down back there, it's hard to explain what a down back is without you actually having played it. But basically, the whole goal of doing a down back there is so that you don't bonk onto the platform and lose any falling momentum. You press down and back, yeah, but you have to be having hit a direction first. So you have to hit forward and then go to down back. Oh. So Beep's going for the quick crate entrance, using 2 super missiles and then realizing that they kind of messed up the first 2 shots, or at least moved too far forward. And as a result, they were going to miss the 3rd shot. Didn't want to waste the super, so they just went for the backup. I like the little deboost that Beeps did there. It was hard to see because it was in such an enclosed space that you didn't really quite notice the deboost was happening, but boy was it. And here we see Beeps heading towards Kraid. Hyrule not far behind. Swap also not far behind, right on Hyrule's tail. And it's going to come down to the first big determining factor of who gets to keep their lead or who gets to lose it is going to be the Kraid quick kill. And here we see Beeps jumping into the spikes. I don't know why. Maybe he just feels like that's his destiny. It's his true calling to jump in the spikes. You see them all morph, but looks like they're going for a missile quick kill. Swap gonna have to do a charge quick kill. Oh, and Beep's doing a charge quick kill as well. And unfortunately, Hyrule messing up the Kraid quick kill. 17 HP. That's a spicy situation to be in. He's gonna need to be careful. And as a result, Swap gets his Kraid quick kill, changing the leads over in that race. Maisgueuh just now waiting for Kraid to spawn though. Hyrule playing it safe, which I like. Definitely don't want to die to Kraid. We've seen it happen sometimes, and it's an unfortunate setback. And we see a charge quick kill going for Maisgueuh, and it's clean. So Maisgueuh still a little bit still a little bit behind Beeps, but still be able to maintain the deficit. They're definitely going to try and close in on that. Unfortunately, Hyrule having a real rough time with Kraid right now. No ammo being dropped by the claws flying around. It's a rough situation. The charge shots do not do much damage. Looks like Beep's going to get this mock ball. Yeah, they did. That's a tough strat to get. You can't ever like hit the wall during any point of that. Hyrule's definitely still got to be careful. 17 HP. Here comes Kraid, and Kraid's finally going down. Hyrule probably not going to be feeling too hot about that. Going to have to do something. Get a health bomb too, which is definitely not what you want to see. Not getting any ammo out of this situation either. It's definitely going to be a situation where Hyrule might have to start taking some risks to do something about the situation he's found himself in. But there's so many spots that Swap can lose time and potentially also have the same type of big time loss happen. Fantoon can go poorly. Dragon can go poorly. This does not mean Hyrule is out of the race yet, but it's definitely a tough situation to be in. Yeah, he's going to farm for some ammo from these guys. Gets one super. Is going to be able to get 4 supers. He might farm mini Kraid twice here. Nope. It's just going to go up for these pseudo screw kills here, and using up some of the other supers. Some good decision making. Ooh, Beep's missing this this strat here. And that guy left the super. You just gotta wave goodbye to it. That thing is gone. You're never gonna see that again. And that's actually, if Maisgueuh can hit that strat, it's gonna help Maisgueuh save up some time against Beeps here. Meanwhile, Swap also just picking up the high jump boops, not far behind Beeps. Every single one of these runners picking up the Craig E-Tank. It's Kraid, but we know it's Craig. I like Craig the most. Called the Craig E-Tank. Hyrule just now making their way out of Kraid's lair. And here we see, yeah, Swap as a result of that pulled ahead, and Maisgueuh not far behind. Craig from Friday, yeah. And yeah, Maisgueuh definitely hit the strat. So that's definitely some time that they've made up on Beeps. The Bomb Torizo not gonna hold them back from keeping this race close. Now we see Hyrule also going. Ooh, some sick movement from Hyrule there. Having to do a down back for that clean as heck movement. And yeah, it's BluePlasmaSpark with a really clean Cathedral. I like that from Maisgueuh. Instead of using missiles to kill those guys, sometimes you shoot 2 missiles just to kill them and get through the way. Actually using the invulnerability frames of shooting them with a blaster and just running right through them, kind of like what you'll see later in Lower Norfair with Key Hunters. It's actually pretty neat. Hyrule needs to use. He needs actually either missiles or a super. So he has missiles here. He has to open one of these doors with missiles. The super in Hyrule's situation is he has to use it for the green door in Cathedral. So he can't use a super on this door. If he does, or not this door, the following door in the room before Cathedral. It looks like Swap making their way to speed. BluePlasmaSpark picking up speed, 14:10 speed time, definitely very solid. Maisgueuh very not far behind at all, like I said. Definitely able to gain some time. And yeah, Hyrule definitely doing the right thing. Use his ammo effectively. Is fine on supers for now. Definitely gonna want some more. Nice little mock ball in this room. We're gonna see a farming session from Beeps. We got 2 here. He's good with that, yeah. So it's you either kind of want 3 supers or two supers and a lot of missiles. Wow. Okay, Swap getting fully strapped. Somehow getting 3 super missiles. And all of them holding jump while going downwards, an impossible strat. I don't know how they pulled it off, but I also really like that strat from Hyrule to deal with King Cack attack on the top so that you don't get long live the king. Just have that King Cack attack, just be like, yeah, long live the king, guys. Do you get it? Do you get it? It's a Lion King reference. I'm referencing the Lion King. It's a good movie. Y'all should check it out. BluePlasmaSpark using missiles on that door as well. So they're going to have conserve supers now. They have 2 supers and plus whatever they might pick up along the way. They're definitely going to kill the King Cack attack on their way out. That's 3 and 4 and 5. I'm referencing Elvis. Yeah, he is the king. Ooh, okay. Man, there's so much like interesting stuff happening right now. It's hard to catch it all. Beeps is doing some really cool stuff with crumble blocks. Hyrule's doing some real neat strats in Bubble Mountain. Definitely don't want to be looking away from anybody on this race. So it's kind of hard. We only got 2 eyes, and they can only face in one direction unless you're real talented. Hyrule having a good farm session. It's going to help him save up some time against Swap Space. And it looks like Beeps picking up some extra supers. You'll see Maisgueuh just having picked up Wave Beam, going to be making their way out of Bubble Mountain. It looks like Beep's not electing to farm any of the Sovas or Novas or whatever you want to call them. I'm sure one of those was correct, but we'll never know which one. Someone in the chat will tell you, but they could be a liar, especially if it's Sephi. So Beep's the first one back up to the Red Tower section. Enough HP for Alpha Spark if they so choose. And they did the charge for it. And here it is. There's an Alpha Spark. Successful. We got Swap Space going for it as well. Oh, unfortunately. Oh, no soft lock? All right, no soft lock. All right. There's a chance you could soft lock if you fail a Spark in that room because of those spiky dudes. Those little crab pincher guys. But everything's okay. We don't got no weird soft locks or hard locks or whatever you want to call it. And then we're going to see here from Beeps. Oh, he's definitely going for... So normally you would go for either that method, which is called the down grab method, or you'd see probably what you're going to see here from... Oh no, does they all go for it? Does Swap also go for the down grab method? So like the one that's like easier to learn is definitely where you wait and shoot upwards and the shot misses all the little turtles and then you're able to squeeze your shot in. We're going to see here from Maisgueuh, I think. Yeah, Maisgueuh getting it. So that's what you normally see, but it looks like everyone is a real fancy pants adventures over here doing down grab methods, which is much tougher. You got to hold, jump, and aim upwards and shoot, and then do a down grab and have to wall jump off the exact right spot. It's real tough. And here we see... Ooh, unfortunately, Swap Space deboosting straight into the little plant. Hyrule getting the Alpha Spark, though. Gonna help him catch him some time. Every single one of them got the Alpha Spark, it looks like. Maisgueuh missing a little deboost and falling in the plant as well. The plant is such a frustrating time loss because realistically it's maybe like 2 or 3 seconds at most, but it's the plant like chomping on you. It kind of looks like it's laughing at you. We'll see what Hyrule here. So Hyrule's doing... Oh, he misses a shot. He's gonna have to do a down grab backup. I know he can do it. I've seen him do it. Oh no. Yeah, he just did it a little too low to get the down grab method. But the doors are open, so second try, first try every time. Yeah, wasting health on Alpha Spark. So the thing about Alpha Spark is that it does get you through those rooms faster, but you're using your HP when you do a Shrine Spark, and that's something that could be risky going into Fantoon. Right now, Beeps, though, even after all the Alpha Sparks and all that stuff, is entering Wreck Ship with 176 HP. Definitely what you like to see. Something in that range. Hyrule just now picking up their power bombs. Beeps making their way downwards in Wreck Ship to get a sizable lead against Maisgueuh here and the rest of the runners. Oh, we got an Ocean Fly from Swap, though. Ocean Fly using up just about 30 more HP than the 2 Shiny Spark strat, but definitely saves time. Really sick stuff from Swap. And now Maisgueuh entering Wreck Ship as well. We're going to see how the Fantoon goes for Beeps here. Looks like they're just going to be doing Doppler strats. They would have the power bomb selected if they're going to be doing X Factor strats. So two missiles, and then the Fantoon's going to go off screen, and then they're going to shoot missiles. Ooh, that was not a good first round. It's not what you want to see. Gives Maisgueuh a chance to catch up if they can have a clean Fantoon. And now we see Swap just entering Fantoon. Dopplers are tough because you gotta run towards Fantoon while it's happening. Ooh, missing the missiles there. It's not what you want to see. And now Maisgueuh just entering Fantoon. See how their Fantoon can go. Hyrule gonna have to do a Shine Spark over to Wreck Ship. There's the missiles from Beeps. And looking like an X Factor attempt here. Ooh, clean. Alright, I like that. That was cute. And a lot of bad patterns now for Beeps as well. See what Maisgueuh can do. Ooh, unfortunately, Swap going for the Poppy X Factor, but spin jumping instead. The X Factor can't go off with a spin jump active. Maisgueuh getting 2 particles to hit. It's better than just 1, but not ideal. We're having a lot of rough Fantoons here. Hyrule just now entering Fantoon. If Hyrule can have a really clean one, that's a good chance to gain some time on Swap. Swap's still just Kojak a super, says, I don't need this super missile. I don't want it. This thing is garbage. And we're going to see a Doppler attempt from Swap. And Maisgueuh, yeah, just killing Fantoon now as well. So Maisgueuh going to gain up a lot of time on Beeps here. Beeps still in the lead. I want to see what happens for Hyrule. Looks like the eye opened, but now we're getting a slow pattern. So we got 2 missiles. Another 2 missiles. 40 HP. They're going to have to be careful. A small Doppler. It looked like maybe 3 missiles hit there. And we're going to get a left slow here. Hyrule, a little wary because it definitely does not want the HP. Does not want to get hit by a bunch of flames. Nice HP drops from the flames as well. All right, so we got 2 more missiles. Another missile. We're going to see another Doppler attempt from Hyrule here. That Doppler attempt was clean. That had to have been at least 5. So this is right side. Very, very high chance it's right mid. Oh, no, right slow. Unfortunate for Hyrule, just getting bad RNG on top of just some an iffy Doppler. And the missiles just not doing their job, despite the fact that I think it very clearly hit that dude in the eye. I mean, we got Beeps and Attic right now. Maisgueuh with a super clean Attic. The Echoes? Oh, the Echoes is not being the homie right now. But that Attic definitely going to keep him super close. Hyrule going to finish off. Oh, I think the super would have done it. I don't think Hyrule believed in the super. There it is. Oh no! The Kojak! I don't agree with the game at all. Yeah, 200 HP. The super definitely would have did it. Swap now with I think messing up their Spark and Attic. Gonna have to super missile their way out of it. Using an extra super they didn't want to use for sure. And now we got Beeps just in the spike section. Gonna get to take the 3 hits. Maisgueuh not far behind. That's 2. Here comes 3. And a small little sink not that far behind from Maisgueuh. Beeps and Maisgueuh keeping it very, very close. Hyrule now just getting out of Fantoon. Gonna have to pick up the second pack of supers and make their way towards Attic. So Swap Space still with a comfortable lead. Meridia can definitely be a big time swing though. Yeah, Hyrule like honestly not that far behind. I think it might be, you know, something in the realm of 40 seconds to a minute, which you can make up for sure. So a high 23 gravity time for Beeps here. Just based on the Fantoon alone, that can help explain, you know, that sort of gravity time. Probably, you know, in a PB attempt, wouldn't be super thrilled, but in a race attempt right now, definitely still very solid. Things are going well. Here comes Maisgueuh just getting out of Wreck Ship. And we're going to see an ammo filled Attic from Hyrule here. Wants to conserve his HP for the bowling room, which I agree with. I like the little mock ball from Hyrule. And now as we enter back down to Red Tower, they're going to be making their way down towards the tube to blow it up. Looks like Beeps wants some extra supers. Meanwhile, Maisgueuh not going to have to farm any supers. They could choose to farm health if they want. The Cack attacks, if you're full on supers, will drop a 20 almost every single time. But might get that one. Oh, goes up to get it. So losing a couple seconds there, but wants the HP. Definitely for Batoon, just in case. Having some extra HP for that section, definitely very nice. Nice D-boosts. And then just going to be making their way. Didn't get caught by any plants. That's the main thing you want to avoid through Heckway. Oh, I see you with the little moonfall. Save some frames. I always like seeing cool stuff like that. And here we go. So Beep's about to blow up the tube. Meanwhile, Swap with 122 HP, they probably want at least one random 20 from something. They're going to get one from the Cack attack down below. And now we see Beeps. Ooh, bonks into the door. At the very least, they're not going to get hit by this fish. And this backup just loses a little bit of time compared to getting the jump. Here we're going to see... Oh, he's Shine Sparking forward. He says, I hate this crab. I don't like this crab at all. And unfortunately, trying to do some like 3-4 tap backups. And here we go. That's going to give Maisgueuh a chance to catch up. They want the crab killed too for the health or power bombs at that point. Nice little mock ball from Beeps. Here we see Hyrule now making their way back down to Red Tower. And the first one to Batoon right now looks like it's going to be Beeps, but Maisgueuh is seriously not far behind. I'm going to see what type of Batoon strats they opt to go for. There's a couple different options now. We have some people that use audio cues. We have some people that use movement cues. It looks like Beeps uses an audio cue. And some particles miss. You can't shoot missiles until those particles are gone. So you see him morph balling, trying to get in a situation where he can get those particles to at least hit the dumb body of Batoon. Meanwhile, Maisgueuh, I think, got all 4 particles to hit. Definitely does not... Maisgueuh being very, very careful with the supers. Unfortunately, like I mentioned, Batoon has a big, dumb body. And ate up most of the missiles. So we're going to see 2 charge shots. This last charge shot should do it. Maisgueuh, we got a lead change between Beeps and Maisgueuh. And yeah, Batoon is always one of those bosses that's just like such a pain in the butt. Oh, and unfortunately, Beeps not getting the cool slick mock ball to energy tank. It's about a 1 item fanfare between the two. We're probably going to see a farm from Maisgueuh. You want at least 1 more super. No! Okay. He's opening up the door. Meanwhile, yeah, Beeps has 2 supers, so he feels comfortable. I don't need supers. Oh, and that's definitely... He already can tell he failed any attempt at a full halfie. And maybe at most could have gotten a halfie out of it. Instead, just wanted to make sure they got up there. So just Shine Spark straight up. Gonna have to wall jump. Meanwhile, Maisgueuh going for a halfie. That's going to help gain them some time. The farm definitely made the lead change once again, but now Maisgueuh not that far behind. And yeah, Swap missing the D factor, the decalled Batoon strat. We'll see what Hyrule does for Batoon. This is definitely a situation. If Hyrule can have a clean Batoon, this is a good chance for him to catch up. And now we're going to see a farm here from Swap. Oop, all the particles missing. It doesn't look like any of them hit for Hyrule. That's a heartbreaker. And he's at 74 HP. He can't really mess around with the situation. Plus, the fact that Batoon is so many different segments, the particles add a lot of lag to the situation. It's something that lost him a lot of time. Oh, nice little morph ball there to avoid the Batoon. Meanwhile, we have Beeps and Maisgueuh both at Dragon. We got some Shine Spark mishaps. Maisgueuh, I think, in a better situation. No, it definitely feels like Beeps, based on how red we're looking at. An early spark from Maisgueuh getting picked up by the goop. And still no Dragon going down. I've seen so many Shine Sparks into this this dumb shrimp, and she refuses to die. 180 HP from a goo is probably the last Shine Spark we're going to see. Jumping from behind, does not want to deal with the goo, and then these 19 missiles might clean it up. We got a blue suit from Beeps. And looks like they're going to go for a spike suit. And Magoo, unfortunately, dying to Dragon. No! And that might be it for Magoo. Still no forfeit in the SRL channel. There's a chance Magoo might try and run this back. Meanwhile, Swap fighting Dragon. Hyrule making their way towards Dragon. Swap gotta be careful with their HP. Getting grabbed. 32 HP. They can't get stabbed here. This is a dangerous situation. 32 HP. We might have 2 deaths to Dragon here. Swap needs to be really careful. Needs that goop to not to do him a solid, not get grabbed. Oh, they got grabbed, but it was in the tail end. They want that 20. Say, give me that 20 health right now, please. Dragon being a huge jerk to all the runners right now. We see an X Factor from Hyrule. No Spark. They messed up their short charge. Oh, Swap space at 32 HP again. Gotta be careful of the swoops. And they're trying to get that goop. They're trying to get that goop to be over here and be like, give me some health, please. Oh, get grabbed. No. Don't get stabbed. You gotta mash the buttons. Oh, no. Swap dice to Dragon. We have 2 deaths to Dragon right now. Are you kidding me? Dragon being just a humongous jerk to everyone involved in this race. 4 runners, 1 big jerk named Dragon going at it. 2 deaths to Dragon, all 4 of them having an annoying swoop pattern, weird goo patterns. Like Hyrule a little bit higher on that Shine Spark, and it looks like Shine Sparks are basically dead for him. Oh, getting the missile kill though. It's gonna be okay. So Hyrule now, you know, despite being that far behind from that crate fight, Swap dying to Dragon, and Hyrule survives it. Now Hyrule, all he has to do is finish. Same with Beeps. And there we go. Hyrule picking up the space jump. And now we're gonna see Beeps make their way down to the Norfair section. Nice little movement and shot timing there. And yeah, it's they're not racing each other for the tournament, but right now this is the only 2 races we can look, the only 2 runners we can look at is Beeps and Hyrule. Nice little strat from from Beeps there. Always super good. Oh, did they get the mock ball? I love this mock ball. Oh no. I think the mock ball might lose time because you have to unmorph, but like, I still think it's sick. And now Beep's heading into Upper Norfair. We got Hyrule making their way towards Plasma. I don't know if Hyrule even knows how to do Plasma Spark. He tried for it at the very least, but at the very least he tried to store a Shine. I don't know if it would have resulted in an actual full Plasma Spark attempt. Some sick wall jumping from Hyrule in this room. I actually don't even think that's optimal, but it looked sick. I think if you could get it that clean every time and like ledge grab, it probably is the fastest way to do that room. That's the old optimal way. So Swap's saying they don't have time to come back from it because they got another race. So it looks like all Hyrule has to do is finish. If he can't finish the race, then it comes down to both runners drawing. And then we're going to see the Croc Speedway here from Beeps. We're going to see if they get the speed jump. Ooh, they use my visual cue. It's not specifically my visual cue, but it's the same one that I ended up using. It looks like they're going to go for the Nutella refill here. You could tell, you could tell just instantly based on how Beeps entered that room. The fact that he didn't unspeed beforehand tells me he was going to take the Nutella refill, because the optimal way to do those two rooms is to get the speed boost and then have some speed entering the Nutella refill room. If you're going to skip it, you skip it and then shoot the door and then space jump through it. That way you have the most momentum you can possibly get, because you had more room to get it. So based on the fact that he mockballed into that room, it told me instantly he's taking the Nutella refill. That's one of the things you can keep track of as a viewer. You can be like, oh, okay, based on that, we know he's going to take the refill. And here we see Hyrule. Hyrule could potentially skip that refill if he wants. But he might know that Swap died to Dragon, be as safe as possible, take the Nutella refill. At this point, it's just a race for him to finish. It's not about a PB. So Beep's just entering in with the power bomb. You see some runners go for killing those pirates that reduce lag. Looks like Beep's going for fast pillars. No. either they felt their taps were not good enough, or they messed up the tap, or they were just baiting us. You have to do... I do a stutter 3-tap there. I don't know if that's the minimum requirement. Here we see... Yeah, unfortunately, he was not far enough to the left to get that to hit that guy. So worst room in the game from Beeps. Slow but safe. Getting hit, trying to jump over that guy. It's going to be okay. They got 4 E-Tanks. They got 420 HP here on 420. 2019, so it's the most appropriate HP count you can have, considering the date. Here we see, I think Hyrule going for the Moonfall there. Not easy to get. And Beep's going through this Key Hunter room accidentally. Gonna load a charge shot here to get this cluster of bombs. And Hyrule missing the speed boost through here. No, we won't know if he's going to get the refill. Yeah, he's getting the refill. And we might see... Now, no Keigo attempts from Beeps. Wants as much HP for Ridley as possible. So the Keigo, you can take damage from that spike and then... and then morph through that platform, because morph ball is an uninterruptible animation, and those platforms count as enemies, I believe, because the bottom of them are spikes. And so like you end up just phasing through the enemy. Oh, getting kicked by that pirate. Pirate said, "Get away from me! You don't know me like that." And that pirate actually kind of laying a beating on Beeps right there. But yeah, minimum requirement is a 2-tap from the green gate glitch. You're not correct. You are correct. So 421 HP entering Ridley. No fast pillars sent from Hyrule. It's a tough strat to go for. Doing it from the green gate glitch room, which is the room to the left of that, ends up just losing time comparatively to just doing this power bomb strat. And here we see Beep's fighting Ridley, trying to get Ridley to turn around by jumping like that. Ridley was like, nah, I ain't feeling it. It's going to be 20 charge shots to kill Ridley here. So you can count 20 charge shots, or the moment that Ridley turns red like that, it'd be 9 shots. So this is 3, 4, that was eaten, 5, 6, getting grabbed, that's not what you want, 7, 8, 9. That should be 9. This is overkill at this point. Ridley's dead, and Beeps knows it, so he's just waiting for... He's actually trying to jump into Ridley's grasp so that Ridley dies faster. Hyrule now making their way through the Key Hunter room. Just making it fast enough to get to avoid the damage from that first Key Hunter. Very nice. Is it actually a half-second faster still to fast pillars from the Triple G room? Green Gate Glitch room? Almost getting that cool damage boost off of that little orb. Always a big fan of it. Gonna run in the lava here. Has enough HP, doesn't have to worry about it. Meanwhile, Hyrule making their way quickly through this Tuskegee room. Or Tuskegee, I don't know what they're called, man. Yeah, it saves a power bomb. Like it gives you an extra power bomb for the key hunter room. Here we're gonna see this power bomb placement means he's gonna wall clip through this right here, and then deboost, and then we're gonna get a short charge into a speed ball. That is the optimal strat for that room, and it is always super impressive to see. Basically, the way that wall clip works is that part of Samus's the way the game kind of checks whether or not you can jump is it checks above Samus and says, "Is there space to jump? Like, is there anything that's actively inhibiting this process?" And if yes, then it doesn't let you jump. But in the case of that situation, when Samus is in that tight of space, part of Samus's top pixels are peeking up above the platform. So the game checks above her top pixels and says, well, there's room to jump here. And it doesn't care that you're actively clipping through something. It says there's room to jump, so let's give you this jump. Let's hook it up. And so that's why you're able to wall clip through some platforms like that. They have to be just thin enough that Samus's top couple pixels peek through the top of that area. And now we got Hyrule here at Ridley. Definitely at an HP that I would call uncomfortable if you are someone who dies a lot to Ridley. And here we see Swap actually getting back in it. Yeah, there was no official forfeit from Swap, so Swap can get back in this. Meanwhile, though, Hyrule playing really very safe, which is very, very smart. Really can kill your runs if you're not careful. Got some fireballs. Oh, the lava! It's a bunch of hits. This is dicey. This is scary. Playing it safe. Really close to dead. That was a bait right there. That swoop downwards. Okay, now Ridley's dead for sure. But Hyrule might be scared that the tail is gonna kill him. Oh, got it. He got it. You did forfeit? Man, what is up with me? Oh, there it is. There it is. There's the forfeit. And no Ridley E-Tank from Hyrule. Interesting. I would expect it, but Beeps making their way up to Red Tower. When they make this elevator trip, you can roughly add 10 minutes to the run to kind of figure out the pace of the run. So right now we're looking at a 52, something in the mid 52 range for Beeps. Yeah, and honestly, it's like people telling Swap, you better undone right now, because this is definitely a spooky situation for Hyrule. He's probably going to have to just play this really slow, getting out. He does not want to take any damage. There's already one, so he's at 82 HP. One another key hunter hit puts him at 32 HP, and there's still a lot of lower Norfair. Oh, yeah, Mello. I get it, all right? I'm bad at this part of the commentary job. Are you done? Are you done making fun of me now? And yeah, Hyrule playing it safe in the key hunter room. Forfeit Borlax. Yeah, get Borlax off the mic. Take his SRL points for this commentary, this atrocious commentary. So Hyrule playing the key hunter room safe, getting some health back, which is good. You see they're doing some pseudo screws there to avoid the damage from the projectiles. We jump over those rocks there because the pseudo screw actually blows up the rock, which then takes away your charge. And you're mostly just using the pseudo screw to get through the projectiles. The rocks you can actually just easily jump over. So we'll see if Beeps can get this the speed parlor. Oh, is one of my favorite strats to hit. Ooh, it gets the speedball version of it, just to style on me, just stunting on him. Run through Terminator. Oh, I think he was going for another speedball. Speedball is so sick, man. And Hyrule making it out of Lower Norfair. Gets to breathe a sigh of relief. The pathway now to Golden 4 is pretty easy from here on out. And now Beeps entering the Golden 4 room. Gonna show off their bomb jumping. Some horizontal bomb jumps. We trying to horizontal bomb jump and like ladder it. I like it. All right, so Hyrule about to exit Upper Norfair. See how their business center goes. Business center just a good name for this room. I like it a lot. There's some room names that don't make much sense to me, but business center for this one, I don't know, it clicks. And now BluePlasmaSpark entering Torian. Gonna have to kill these Metroids and worry about their ammo. They have 8 super missiles right now, which is a comfortable amount of super missiles. Gotta hope that the Metroids are kind with their drops. They're gonna need HP as well. They will drop plenty of HP, I'll tell you that for sure. And already getting grabbed, which with that HP count you definitely don't want to see. But so far, pretty clean. And good enough missile drops. Still at 7. You saw they left one behind, but that's because they're just pretty confident that even if they don't get supers from these guys, there's enough backups and stuff like that to really make it okay. And all right, now they got to worry. This is where the regular missiles come into play. And oof, might opt to group the first 2 to see what they drop, and then decide if he wants to reset the room. 7, that's the bare minimum. It's literally the bare, and it's only because they have 12. Actually, it's the bare minimum. Really bad super drops from the Metroids. Absolute bare minimum. At this point, baby skip is pointless. Not pointless, but actually, yeah. But they're still gonna have to get a missile refill no matter what. Is the thing. So the only thing this baby skip provides to them is avoiding an energy refill, but getting grabbed, so it's not gonna come into play. Facing left, as Sephi intended. Apparently facing right saves you 40 frames. I don't even know the reason why. Apparently it just does. And here we see 5 missiles used, and he's going to use 5. He's going to use regular missiles on this eye door, and then go for a missile refill. If he's feeling gutsy, he might even use the missiles on the door in the next room as well. He just has to avoid the Rinkas. Her stand-up animation, that sounds like an actual reason, Mello, and I like just remaining ignorant. Here we go. Hyrule now going to be making their way into Torian as well. We'll see if we get a save from Beeps here. The thing they have to worry about is Mother Brain 1 more than anything because of their ammo count. If they miss any missiles or super on the first phase of Mother Brain, that's a soft luck situation. They find themselves unable to defeat Mother Brain at that point. And looking like a speed, we're gonna go for a Shine Spark Zebetite skip. No, messing it up. Getting my hopes up. Killing the Rinka, but it's gonna be okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, we get a little down back method instead. So we can't get the regular one, but we can go for speed and we can go for down back method. Okay, Beeps. Maisgueuh unfortunately died to Dragon, as did Swap. So you see here, Beeps being very careful. Every time that turret faces down and left, they just wait. Because they cannot have it shoot a little pea shooter and eat one of their missiles. Meanwhile, HyruleHero in the last Metroid room, probably I would kill these guys with regular missiles. And yeah, fully strapped, looking good for Hyrule. Both Swap and Maisgueuh died to Dragon. So BluePlasmaSpark, Mother Brain 2, 20 shots. It's gonna be gonna have to avoid this catch up here. I think my internet just briefly exploded, which is great. Hyrule not getting baby skip. I don't know how hard they tried. My internet, I think, flashed in and out during that section. I apologize. But Hyrule doing well on ammo count, and Beeps looking like they're getting to Mother Brain 3. Okay. Yeah, just don't worry about what you're seeing on Hyrule, where some of those blocks are they're just indestructible. They just randomly just don't care. It's just like, yeah, I mean, you'd think just like the rest of the things that look exactly like me, I would be able to be destroyed, but that was your mistake. That's not my fault. Should have just known that I can't be destroyed. See Hyrule going for Zebetite skip. And getting it first try every time. Good on ammo for Hyrule. Skipping the power bombs by accident, but getting the supers in there, which is the priority. And we're getting the Mother Brain 2 for Hyrule. So once again, 20 charge shots. You're going to have to avoid catch-ups and any other situation that could put you under 300 HP. You need at least 300 HP to... Sorry, 301 HP to survive the Rainbow Beam, because the Rainbow Beam does 300 damage. Beep's getting up close and personal with Mother Brain 3 to avoid... to try and minimize the lag as much as possible. Mother Brain 3 basically comes down to like how much lag can you minimize and how much can you avoid her from actually getting attacks. If you do enough chain damage to her, she doesn't really get any attacks out. Hyrule now getting through Mother Brain 1, Mother Brain 2, easy peasy, no catch-ups hitting at all, everything good. Jumping up to meet that Rainbow Beam with dignity. And it looks like the escape's going to be starting here for Beeps. Losing time on that door transition. I see you. We're going to see a Shine Spark up here. And then they take this damage, and he's actually going to spin jump through this door to avoid the invincibility frames from taking that damage. Let you just kind of wall jump right past that one part right there. Some very calculated shots from Beeps here. Accidentally doing an unspin there. Will we see... I think Beeps... If I'm not mistaken, Beeps might always save the animals. I might be misremembering who does that. There is somebody who always saves the animals. It's Claire. Oh yeah, we're seeing it. Beeps does, yeah. So we're gonna see Beeps in classic Beeps fashion. Save the animals. I've saved the animals once. Alright? I've only saved it once. And now we see Hyrule also going for up close and personal Mother Brain 3. Reduce that lag. Doing a pretty good job of it, to be honest. And there we go. BluePlasmaSpark finishing with an official SRL time of 54:19. So congratulations to BluePlasmaSpark on their win. And Hyrule just now starting their escape. I don't know if this is PB pace for them, but it might be actually, unless they've PB'd since the last time I've watched them. But their PB is like a 56, like a high 56, if I recall correctly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is PB pace for Hyrule. And I would switch to Hyrule's audio, but unfortunately, it is not one of the options available to me. You're gonna have to just listen to the fanfare. And Hyrule looking at potentially a low 56 here. If they can get through this parlor well, it can be something more. And here we got BluePlasmaSpark joining us right now.
Yo.
Congratulations on your win. HyruleHero just finishing up right now with an official SRL time of 56:01, which is definitely a PB for them. Their splits say 56 even. That could have been sub 56 just based on the weird timing, because it's 56:0.01. So congratulations to Hyrule. That's definitely a PB, and that's also a win for him as well. And with for BluePlasmaSpark, who is joining me. Beeps, I want to know how you feel about that race. Just give me some base thoughts already.
Well, apparently from was said in the race chat, it was close at some points. I'm not sure how close, but apparently it was.
Yeah, it was definitely pretty close all throughout. You had a small lead here and there. You had probably the biggest lead against Maisgueuh at Fantoon, and then Fantoon ended up being super trolly for you.
Yeah.
That's where Maisgueuh gained a lot of time on you, but there was only ever one lead switch between you two, which was at Batoon. But Maisgueuh had to farm for supers, and you just you ran straight through to.
Okay.
Yeah, and then unfortunately Dragon was all she wrote for Maisgueuh. Dragon gave a lot of people a rough time. All four of you had a super sus Dragon situation going on, just because Dragon was not playing nice.
Dragon for me was bad. But when I missed the opening spark, I knew it was going to be a rough fight.
Yeah,
I mean, it could have been worse, but for sure.
Yeah. And Hyrule joining us as well. Hyrule also knows the pain of missing the opening spark, because unfortunately the short charge for Hyrule didn't go off, and everyone had a super rough time with Dragon this race. Dragon definitely coming down hard on everyone. Kind of unfair, if you ask me, to be so harsh on four separate runners, but I do want to say congratulations to Hyrule. That is a PB, right? Like that, we're correct in that's a PB.
Yeah, that's a real PB.
That's a real PB for Hyrule. So Hyrule pushing their time down even further, and adding a win to their win column there, putting them at 3 wins and 2 losses going into the 6th round. Hyrule, how do you feel about your race overall?
That could have been a really good early game, but I'm really messed up for a quick kill.
Yeah, Kraid probably put you the farthest behind out of everyone, just because like the 17 HP was such a spooky situation to be in, that you were definitely playing it very safe and did not want to die to Kraid, which I respect and you definitely understand. Kraid Quickhill, these are going to be some nice splits for you to run against in a lot of spots, because I honestly think that like the boss fights for you in this PB are going to be parts where you're going to be gaining like tons of time. It's going to feel super good, but your movement otherwise was like super clean, and you were just playing super well. And just big congrats to you on that PB and that win.
Seriously, GG, and nice job on the PB, Hyrule.
Thanks, Beeps.
Beeps, is there a specific thing that you particularly like to focus on when it comes to Super Metroid, like any percent, or even in general? Like, do you prefer grinding out room strats, or are you more the type of runner who's really trying to make sure that their boss fights are particularly like, what's the main thing that you like to focus on as a runner?
I'm mainly focused on the meme strats, like the ones that save little time but look really cool.
Oh, so you're part of you are cursed just like me and Sephi with wanting to look super cool while doing everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that curse is real, and I'm sorry that you've been running way longer than me, but I already know just the pain, but also like it's the best feeling when you actually nail them in a run. Because I did see you nail some really cool, slick looking stuff. Some hot D boosts that I hadn't seen before. I'm just like, that's a cute D boost. I like that. And some speedball tech and stuff like that. It's just very fun.
Yeah.
And I definitely enjoyed watching it.
So I
Hyrule,
guess if you're
yeah.
to throw it in a category, it'd just be doing room strats more than anything.
Rasu says cute D boost for cute beeps.
Oh god.
Hyrule, I think for you, the main thing I do notice about you, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I actually do think that grinding room strats might be one of the things that you do, because your movement through a lot of rooms is at a level that is definitely like 51 to 50 like tier level pace. You have such good solid movement all throughout in a lot of situations. And you could correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe you've grinded out the bosses more than anything, and the rooms just come that easy to you. But your movement is super slick, and I'm looking forward to your future runs and for when you eventually bop me. Because right now, I think your movement in some rooms is definitely just straight up better than me.
Yeah. What I do, I just practice segment by segment. I don't really have the ability to do room grinding, so I just do everything by segment in game.
I think that's the best way to do practice for Super Metroid, because you got to deal with doing strats through door transitions and stuff too, which can make it difficult. But
Yeah.
I think that's going to be everything for this race. Are there any closing thoughts that you want to leave us? We'll start with Beeps first, if for both of you though. Any closing thoughts, any shout outs, anything like that before we head off?
I mean, just gonna say I feel like this race could have gone a bit better for me, but I'm happy with the way it ended. It sucks I feel bad for Swap Space and Magoo for the Dragon deaths. That's the one thing that would have made this race a bit better, because seeing all four runners finish around the same time would have been really cool.
Mm-hmm. And anything from you, Hyrule?
It's really unfortunate to see like 2 forfeits after a while doing this run. So I didn't really expect that to happen.
Yeah, and both to Dragon in like sort of the same manner. I do want to give a shout out to all the runners. If you don't already follow some of these runners, definitely should add them to your watch list. If you're a big fan of Super Metroid action, Dragon deaths in Super Metroid races are unfortunately more common than we all would like it to be, and it's always going to be down to somebody like Fantoon or Dragon or something stupid like that. But all these runners are fantastic, and they were all playing super well and continue to play super well for the rest of this tournament and the rest of the Super Metroid runs. So thank you to all the runners, and thank you to the organizers of the tournament for letting us all enjoy it and play in it, and for letting me commentate. And thank you once again for Speed Gaming for making room for us and doing the restreams and doing a great job at that. So that will be it for this race. I don't know when the next race is. I could tell you, I could figure it out. I could look at the schedule even. Sephi might be like, hey, Borlax, look at the schedule, and just let him know. But that would involve me listening to Sephi, and I can't think of worse advice to give someone than to listen to Sephi. So I'm just going to leave you with that. See you next mission, and enjoy whatever Speed Gaming's got for you next. Have a good day, everyone.